Different. We're 98.9. 98.9. WINN FM.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on WINNMedia 98.9.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwyneth Johnson.
Morning.
I'm just looking at Jade fight with the camera position in here.
Okay, we're good.
Morning!
Ooh, it is hot. My word.
Yeah.
What is happening with this weather? I missed last week's weather.
Man.
Nice and...
Look, let me tell you something. As much as I am, my heart goes out to all the people dealing with Elsa right now. When Elsa passed us, I was thankful.
Listen, Elsa gave us some showers of blessings, some nice, coldish, comfy weather.
You know, when last I was feeling wind like that.
Well, maybe,
Just,
like, you know.
just blowing. You're just winding. And I was loving it.
Yeah.
But, morning. Kevon, how you stay?
Great.
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm
Good
loving
to
it.
know. Good to know.
I'm loving it.
Pa-da-pa-pa-pam.
But what going on with this week? What going on in SK, boy? SK is a kind of...
We need to go outside.
Special
I keep
place.
telling y'all this every single week. People are tired of being inside. We are losing it, okay?
People been inside since Friday and going crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of us been inside since before Friday, since we were not going anywhere as they instructed us to do. So some of us have been inside for a longer time.
It's the people who were on quarantine and then came off on quarantine exactly as the
Boy.
lockdown start.
I would have been pissed. Imagine you do 9 days or 14 days, right? And as soon as you're about to smell some fresh air,
Jade,
lockdown.
I talking about the people them who got quarantined because of close contact and so like not that people coming in here like people who just like oh Missy come up with she on herself and now I gotta go home for for 2 weeks and then it's like okay 2 weeks almost done and then the
Missy
first
come up to
lockdown come
score
down
herself.
That was like, nah, this can't be life.
and then they drop and then they drop down the 24 on you. It's like bah hey.
Yeah, rough. But we're almost there to freedom.
Are we though?
Hopefully.
Are we?
Hopefully. I don't feel like we are going to go back into another lockdown. So I feel like, come Monday we'll be back to work. I don't know in what capacity. Hopefully. But I know. But I know people are looking and waiting to hear what they have to say. I know there's a Prime Minister's press conference on Thursday at 10. So hopefully he comes on and let us know what's going to happen on Monday. Because I know that's what people need to
7
hear.
more days.
No, don't do that. Don't do
Okay.
that. Don't do that, friend.
Okay. My bad.
That would not be it.
My bad.
7 more You mean for Nevis? Because Nevis just started,
Nevis just that. Wow.
I got to do the full 14.
So leave Nevis alone, please.
They're my friends, but I got to do the full 14.
Don't
only
rope up
fair.
Nevis in our nonsense.
It's only fair.
It's gonna be interesting to see. I think the policymakers have some serious decisions to make coming out of this. That's going to inform exactly one, what our response is going to be moving forward to community spread, and two, what the priorities are in terms of how we prioritize things. So I think this next weekend, let me not say this next weekend, I'll know there's some meetings going on that just like people probably going back and forth, different thoughts, different agendas. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Like, how do we manage the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated?
I hate to hear that term. It sounds like
Which one?
the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. It sounds like we're in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh well, yeah. But like how we gonna manage that dynamic? I'm hearing business places making suggestions like if there's another serious community spread, allowing vaccinated people to continue working as opposed to unvaccinated and like all kind of things being touted. It's gonna be interesting to see how we move forward.
Yep.
But I know there's a series of suggestions being made to cabinet, so we'll see what's taken up and what's not. But it's gonna be interesting.
What would you like to see? Kevon, what you like?
For me, it'd be difficult to say because I don't have a full view of the picture. Like I don't know exactly what's happening.
Right.
It's hard to say this is what I would like to see. 'Cause what I would like to see would be based on what's actually happening. what I do know is once we do open up, there are some things that I think need to be addressed. I think business places are going to have to kind of adhere to stringent policies. I think we got a bit complacent over the last 9 months. I think that we're going to, and so that means also, in order to ensure that that's being done, one, we're gonna need some standardized rules for certain types of businesses, whether it's supermarkets, restaurants, salons, like these kind of things. Like they're gonna have to be some type of protocol to deal with these kind of situations, some kind of businesses. I also believe that means that we're gonna need to see a bolstering of the compliance team. Because that's the only way you could enforce the protocols. Like the compliance team, as is instituted now, you're gonna need to grow.
Yes.
You're gonna need to grow.
And please, when we're growing it, have people that are reasonable and understand that you are dealing with human beings.
Jade, you're asking for a lot.
I know, however, I can ask.
You know what does bother me? It does bother me whenever this conversation come up and you get this yes we know from the high command, and then there's always this but. The
no,
but.
No, but supposed
But
to be.
But they must remain firm and blah blah blah. And
Okay,
I
nobody
think
said that they shouldn't.
no,
but
but you see that signals to me that there's a belief that politeness does a couple things. It makes a person seem soft. That's one. And also that it somehow goes against, it somehow undermines what the police is trying to achieve in interactions.
which makes no sense.
Right? So there's always that caveat, like, we need to really get the officers, and can we have the high command to remind the officers to be polite, to be respectful when they deal with people? Yes, we always ask the people, but we also tell them that they need to be firm.
No.
like,
That is not how y'all achieve what y'all trying to
No,
achieve.
but why?
That makes it worse.
But why?
Worse, sorry.
What if I am telling you, like, hey, we've been recognizing that there's some officers that, deal with the public in a way that breeds some mistrust.
That undermines the force's intentions.
Right.
To be quite frank.
Right. And you feel the need to tell me, yeah, we're telling that, but we also tell them they need to be firm.
Yeah, like for instance, I'm sure by now we've all heard a voice note that was sent out by someone that works in a pharmacy. And is it me, or does that situation, or does the response from the officer make no sense? Like, what? I was so confused. How will you tell somebody allegedly to leave their vehicle home? So what are they supposed to do? I mean, they said that you said to walk, but I don't know how you think that makes sense. But okay.
Here's my assumption for how this went down. The person was stopped, and when the person presented the documents that showed that they had reason to be on the road, the officer, in an attempt to not look like he doesn't know what he's doing, started to make up things. That's the only way it makes sense to me.
There's another way it makes sense to me.
I like as one more. I feel like I know what he got about to say.
When presented with the pass, the officer, in trying to prolong the interaction, decided to make up things and make themselves look kind of suspicious, like a little sus. Like,
hello?
Okay, so we're using this as a jump off. So I'm in no way saying that this is exactly what was happening yesterday.
Because we weren't there.
Right. But this is something that bothers me deeply because it's happened so many times to friends of mine, women. where they leave interactions with officers, male officers, feeling as though there was some type of attempt to court or to flirt, and the officer using their position and the power dynamic that exists in that interaction to somehow foster this flirtatious interaction. And it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting, well, to me, but of course to the people who have to deal with it. Time and time again, I get calls, I hear from friends of mine who feel as though they were stopped by an officer, and there's this weird conversation that happens where it's like teasing them with the ticket. Like, so, I can give you a ticket, you come like you want the ticket, and it's almost like if you don't give me a favorable reaction, then I'll give you the ticket. But if you were to give me a favorable reaction, then I might be willing to look the other way. And then it gets weird when the women then go, well, give me the ticket then. And so then they become defensive. And I've heard it so many times, over and over again.
Yeah. For me, it's like the police, it's like they're put in these positions and authority is dangled over their heads as if flirt your way out of this one. They're setting them up to basically force individuals to flirt their way out of a situation.
Not me.
And
Jade doing that.
Yeah, that doesn't always work. Like, we all heard the voice note that was circulating. It didn't work, and the officer froze, didn't know what to do. I mean, because you're using your position and the powers of your position to coerce people into flirting with you, if that is what happened.
It's happened so many times. It's happened to...
Sounds like some intense misconduct to me. But let me guess, the response is going to be, but they need to be stern.
And the thing about it is, if we have a situation where we have people who are unable to straddle the line between politeness and inappropriateness, then we have some serious work to do. And perhaps that is what it is. Perhaps we are in a culture where some men can't straddle that line. And so in their attempt to be polite, they come off as being flirtatious, and it makes women very uncomfortable, because you're standing there as an officer in uniform who I know in this situation there is a power dynamic at play. You literally have a gun on you.
I think saying flirting is putting it lightly, because to me all I can see it as is coercion.
Yeah.
It does not read as flirtation to me. You are forcing somebody to give you pleasure in an interaction, or agree to a favor to get out of a situation you've now forced them in. That doesn't sound like you doing your job to me.
Like, I'm curious if this is something that I may have, like, I may be blowing out of proportion, and this is something that people like literally have been dealing with. I like to hear from the callers, and I like to hear from the people on the live, like, if this is something that you or a loved one has dealt with, because it seems like, for me personally, like it's an issue. It's definitely an issue. So
somebody is asking, what voice note are we talking about? I think we should give some context.
For sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but
we're not playing it.
No, there was a voice note that was circulating from an employee that works apparently at a pharmacy, and upon arrival to the workplace and exiting the vehicle, they were stopped by a police officer who then proceeded to ask them questions about why they were on the road, asking to see their pass, and then the interaction seemed to carry on a bit longer, where the lady seemed to not fully understand the position that the police officer was stating to her. And of course, this is all based on one person's understanding of the interaction. And so it turned into a bit of a back and forth, it seemed like, with the lady hoping to get some clarification for what the police officer was saying. There were things being said like she should leave her vehicle at home and walk it to.
Leave your house earlier to walk to work. Leave your vehicle at home, the vehicle that you sent in with your permission request. Leave that at home and walk.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like again, this is one side of the story and thing like that, but I used it to jump off into a wider topic because like it's something that has been bothering me for quite some time. But we have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
We're doing good, man. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Nice.
I heard the story yesterday afternoon on another radio station. But last year, I happened to have a pass from JNF to carry essential worker to work. And on that pass, it had my name, the vehicle number, and the person who I'm transporting name. Then what would have happened now? The person now who are transporting would have to have their ID. And then you know me as the driver, I'd have to get me driver's license on me all the time to present if they doubt that I'm the person who driving the vehicle because the vehicle, I'm in the vehicle with the number. Then if they say, well, okay, let me see your personal ID, which they never did ask. Or if they ask the passenger now, where is your ID to prove that the name and the paper match your ID? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, let's go back to the lady situation now. If she got a pass to go to work.
Let me stop you right there, Carlo, because we here have passes as well. That information is not present on the passes this time around. So right. So then, right.
Your pass doesn't have an WINN FM on it.
No, it has on what your job title is basically. It has on a name. It also has a picture of the applicant.
Okay.
Yeah, and it
goes. This one different then.
Yeah, it's different.
But at the same time, what I'm asking, so you ain't got on where you're going to work.
No, it has. So for instance, somebody who is like a utility worker. He would have on utility worker. He wouldn't have on you're going
where
to.
Going?
Yeah, he wouldn't have on like floor. Cause you don't expect you to be in the floor building. You expect it to be all over the place.
Yeah, but then so then the question now, floor did make that application for the worker.
Yes.
Yes, but they don't include it on the pass.
It would say what your designation is. It would say so. For instance, I would assume, and this is a big assumption again, that the pharmacist would not have on XYZ pharmacy. He would have on this person is a pharmacist.
But you see that going to create a problem.
How so?
Because if I left home now and say that I'm going to work at JNF, and me ain't got a pass to say that I work JNF, then the police going to see that. So
no, that's not what the pass.
No,
I don't think you understand how the pass is set up. The pass has on your name. Your category, which is your job.
Job type, yeah.
Yeah, how long it is valid for and who it is issued by. It has a picture of you and a barcode.
So what I'm thinking, sir, is that the barcode would allow if the officer deems it necessary to get more information. Because, for instance, my vehicle number was asked. Like I had to present my vehicle number, but it's not on the pass. So what my assumption is if the officer deems it necessary to get more information, then they can then scan what's on it. Yeah, they could scan on it. They could scan the code on it to get more information.
Yeah, I'm assuming like Azem said, scanning the code will probably take you to the application itself.
To allow the person to proceed.
He doesn't have to make a phone call.
If the lady, see, this is the problem for me. If the lady is at the place that she says she's going to, and that aligns with her pass, which has her name and whatever, I think she's given whatever is necessary based on the protocols. If the person has, if the officer has some suspicion that something isn't right, like you said, then he could make further inquiries.
He could make the inquiry and the spot. Because what I'm saying now, she driving from one area to go to another area and he meet her in the middle.
That's
and
but that's
then
not what
ask for the
happened.
pass.
But that's
She
not
showed
what
the pass
happened.
and
She
then
was
he gonna tell her,
actually
No.
park up and walk.
No, but she was actually parked at the place she was going at work.
Oh, and then it. No. Something.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Precisely.
Yeah, so
I thought you met her and the word she don't reach where she going and
Yeah,
she
she
gonna
don't reach
come
her
back
park.
home.
Yeah.
she stopped
No,
outside of her job
So,
and jumped out her car, and then the officer stopped her.
drinking it, man.
Yeah, so that's what we're saying. Sometimes
No,
it's-
I understand what's going on because yesterday when I heard it, I thought he met the person on the road and told them to carry back home the car and walk. I didn't know they don't reach where they're going.
Yeah, they done. They were already at work, and so much so that other co-workers would have come while they were having interaction, and that's kind of what.
To identify the person.
Yeah, well, that's what seemed to bring the interaction to an end eventually.
Well, yeah, because I mean, that's a we co-worker.
Right.
Yeah. But man, something ain't right around these times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about it for me is that I've been stopped several times by police officers, and I really didn't have any issues. They asked me where I'm going, where I'm coming from, which I think is legitimate. That's a legitimate question. They asked to see the pass, and so I don't really, so I don't think this is widespread. But the problem is when people have these types of interactions, then it does reflect poorly on everybody. Like that makes it then difficult for everybody to do their job. The rest of the officers to do their job.
Yeah, but yeah, you are correct. The QR code does have the full information.
Yeah, there's a big QR code there. So if the officer deems it necessary to get more information, maybe to check it against what the person is saying, then they have access to that information. Yeah, so I don't think
This
there's
entire
anything wrong with.
interaction
As a
is
matter of
just
fact, we've applauded the police for instituting this type of technology and hoping that we see it roll out in other areas.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with the pass and thing. My issue is just that sometimes the interactions leave people feeling very uncomfortable. I mean, as much as I said that I ain't had no problem, one thing that happened to me was I was heading home and was stopped at one of the roundabouts, and the email wasn't loading with the particular pass. So I'm trying to get it loaded and whatever. And the police, they're waiting patiently, no problem. And so he's on my right.
Sorry.
He's on my right, and I turn my phone. What? Oh, well, yeah. So I turn my phone and I'm like holding it kind of like, so my wrist is turned inwards, right? And so this is not a really comfortable like position to be holding a phone for somebody to see. So apparently my hand shook or whatever. And the police officer goes, "What happened? You nervous? You nervous?" Like, I was watching the dude like, "Yo, that's really the thing, let me go now."
Why would I be nervous?
Why would I be nervous? I'm showing you the pass, like, But it's like sometimes it comes off a kind of when it leaves people feeling uncomfortable. I think the police need to understand, like, look, you're walking into a situation where there is a certain power dynamic at play. You're in a position where even if somebody isn't doing anything wrong, they can feel uncomfortable because of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think what we need to really do, well, not we, because I don't work for the police force, but I think what they need to really start doing is realizing that sometimes as officers, you can escalate situations.
Yeah.
Because if you make certain types of comments like that, if I am truly nervous, you've just now made me even more nervous. You've now escalated the situation. Now I'm going to start to fidget. I might start to sweat. Then you're going to suspect that I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do. And just like that, your unnecessary comment has escalated a situation. Where is the de-escalation of interactions when it comes to police? Because to me, police, their first step should be de-escalation, to make everybody feel comfortable, make things as calm as possible to make things go smoothly. So why are we doing the opposite here, where we escalate in situations unnecessarily?
This is the thing for me too. Like, there's usually this pushback that there's situations where people, get out of hand and rowdy with officers, and so that is why up the top. And I'm like, if somebody in that frame of mind, generally you see that pretty quickly in the interaction. Like, if I just a tense man who just get loud and crazy and can't deal with you and get disrespectful and so, usually I get like that off the top.
Let me tell you something, right? I know we often talk about the bad interactions, but because you're talking about this, the escalation and calmness, I have to tip my hat to, his name gone out my head. He usually works events and stuff. His face, he went to, what's his name? But he worked for Cool Effect for sometimes, and I've seen him in an interaction, and when I tell you, right, this man was super calm, and I could see it on his face that he was thinking about what he should do, because the interaction was literally somebody trying to fight with him and trying to escalate the situation to a point where, and people after Cool Effect intoxicated and all of that.
Yeah.
And I literally watched this man think. This is the first time I saw officers stand and think about.
I should kill him or not.
And it was so funny that
and he made the right decision after.
He did. Like, the person who was trying to fight with the officer, his friend actually ended up fighting with him and telling him, like, why are you doing this? Like, are you crazy? Because
you're doing too much.
Listen,
you're doing the most right now.
I don't know why I can't remember his name, but kudos to him. That is an example.
But this is what I'm saying, This is what I'm saying. I believe that most, let me not even say most, I'd say the vast majority of officers, have every intention of operating in a way that we could all be proud of, whether it's people if the force itself or citizens. But then you don't just have these people who don't just come,
trust me,
and just want to undermine.
And funny enough, this person had all full rights to deal with that patron with force.
However.
When I tell you full right, but he did, listen, up to today, I still remember the interaction to a T, because I literally stood up and saw it on his face like, he's serious? He know I could. And he did it.
It's just unfortunate that there's a small handful of persons in any field that just completely undermine the good efforts of all the others. And the thing is, they do it in a way that just feels so across the board. Because I've had officers stop me before, not during lockdown, but for reasons a tail light was out, and they just not notified me. Do you know that your tail light is out? No, I didn't know. Okay, I want make sure you go and fix it before the day is done. Thank you very much. But then you'll have another officer that stop you and will just do the absolute most for no reason, just because they want to let you know that I am in control in this moment.
Yeah, and I think what happens is, I don't have a problem, and this is usually what I hear from people who have these interactions, is just give me the ticket and let me go, right? And I think that is fine. Police officers could use their discretion, determine whether or not they'll, what response they're gonna have to an infraction, right? But my thing is, if you're going to give someone a ticket, recognize that this isn't something that the person is very well thankful for. and so the best thing you could do is to just issue the ticket and let them go on their way and think about the actions, right? Let them go to the naughty corner, because when you start to it comes off very condescending. It comes off very almost like you're teasing someone when you're giving them a ticket and you're doing things to prolong the conversation. It's like, why? No, just give me the ticket.
It's like I've just issued you a ticket and now I'm going to embarrass you and make you feel bad because I just gave you a ticket and let you know that I'm the one that gave you this ticket because I need you to drive away knowing I gave you a ticket. It's like all that goes to your head is just enforcing the fact that you just gave it. Just give me the ticket and go. We don't need to talk anymore.
I actually had one friend who was on the phone with me at the time when she was getting a ticket. And so I listened to the interaction and I was furious. And like she's in the vehicle with her daughter, and like when interaction was finished, like my thing, if you hear somebody pleading with you, please just give me the ticket. Just give me the ticket, let me go, please. Like something inside you ain't triggering to say, well, okay, this interaction now has totally devolved into something that it really shouldn't be, right? And you could hear it's just not the person is upset. They're upset to the point where they're holding back tears. Like and that is that's what does really bother me, especially women. The women are already in a funny situation where you're interacting with men. There's already this weird power dynamic at play. Then you're interacting with men in literal powerful positions. That's another level to it, right? And then it's just ain't a good look. It just ain't a good look. The thing I keep saying when we have these situations is because I understand that these are isolated cases for the most part. What I would like to see is condemnation from the high command and other police officers. Like that's always what I'd ask for. Like again, if I looking at this and saying, but this something ain't right, it should not have happened like that. Boom, 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 boom. I don't understand why the officers who it affects more so than me don't say the same. Because if I were a police officer, I know, but I try my best when I go out there to deal with people with respect.
I would be so pissed, eh?
I would be so upset.
Because you're making me look bad.
You're making me look,
and I ain't doing
and you're making
you're
making my job harder now because when I pull over the next person now using that interaction to inform how they deal with me, you know.
A lot of people already think all officers are the same.
You understand?
Yeah. But that was our little rant for this morning.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think we think today's Thursday.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kevon, quickly, because I know we have some great interviews to jump into. Give them a little COVID update. Looking good again. I mean, let me don't get too excited here.
Relax.
We're looking
yourself.
good all the time, man.
Relax
Okay,
yourself.
you know what? Well, when Kevon done, I'll talk.
So here is your St Kitts and Nevis COVID-19 situation report as of Tuesday, 6th of July, 2021, 6 p.m. Over the last 24 hours, they have recorded 2 cases, just 2. Active cases, there are now 196. Total number of cases between St Kitts and Nevis since the beginning of the pandemic, 517. To split that up between the 2 islands, we have 499 for St Kitts, 18 for Nevis. Recovered cases, 318, and deaths are at 3, which I hope they don't move from.
Yeah.
Recovered cases is my favorite slot on that. I mean, yes, I have to look at how many cases we find. However, the recoveries, y'all doing good. Eh? I'm rooting for y'all. Y'all almost there.
I don't know if we're gonna get there just because we're a small nation and everybody know everybody and things like that. But you say with other nations, them and don't even watch, like the positive cases ain't something that everybody waiting to see every day because like they've been dealing with this for so long.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah, I don't know. Like hopefully we could get to that point where we could study more about how we're dealing and the protocols and making sure whatever, as opposed to like, oh my God, it's 27 to the like, you know, like. But I don't know if we'll ever get there. But what I was saying is that what was put out was that I know people were getting scared, you know, when they saw the 23 yesterday. But I think if you put it in its proper context, like it really isn't that that crazy. I think it was actually 23 out of 270 something, almost 180 tests. And it was tests that was pretty much done over a couple of days.
Yeah.
And that 9 of the people were like was a family.
Hey, speaking of COVID, there's a press briefing. Today is not today, Tuesday.
Yeah,
There's a press briefing today.
Oh, me laying out the things I'm going to say this afternoon.
Azem, how could you?
Yeah, but there was a family. It was a family of 9, included in that. So if you think about it, that's one family cluster, like 9 out of the 23. And then I think it was said that the other 14 cases were actually contacts of known other COVID positive people. So
Yeah, when you put it like that, it sounds.
Yeah. Over a couple of days, out of almost 300 tests. Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, I think we're still on a downward trend.
And I hope we stay there.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to go back to this at all.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, good things.
Oh boy.
So let's.
Yeah, the bluff does not. Please like the bird is on my shoulder.
Listen, I mean, the story we're going into is kind of deep, so Kevon, I understand that heavy side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. So, this is breaking news. Haitian President Jovenel Moïse has been killed in an attack at his home. So he was fatally shot in the attack, and his wife, Martine, was wounded. The Prime Minister said that Haitian's president was killed.
Watch
Oh
it.
boy.
Haiti can't catch a break now.
At all. So,
But you see,
Claude
go ahead, Kevin.
Joseph said that the president's home was stormed by an unidentified armed man at 1 a.m. local time in Haiti. First Lady was injured in the attack, and the Prime Minister said that all measures have been taken to guarantee the community the continuity of the state. So he has now taken control over the impoverished nation. I don't know why they put that. But he has urged the public to remain calm, and he called the shooting of the president a heinous, inhumane, barbarian attack. The president, who was 53 years old, had been in power since February 2017 after his predecessor stepped down. His time in office was rocky as he faced accusations of corruption and challenged by waves of violent anti-government protests. There was widespread protests in the capital and other cities earlier this year as people demanded his resignation. Haiti's opposition said that his 5-year term should have ended on February 7th, 2021, which is 5 years since his predecessor stepped down. Oh yeah. So
See, this is that is for me.
Yikes.
That is what's telling. Like we spoke about this situation a few months ago, and it's almost like the writing was on the wall. Like the amount of protests, like Haiti had
wholeheartedly.
Like Haiti has been getting deeper in some serious political, economical, and social like issues. Like the gang killings were getting more and more ridiculous. Political unrest. The opposition has been like protesting the president's position and the fact that he was still in office for some time. But all that being said, this isn't the way to deal with. This isn't the way to deal with these kind of situations.
That is scary for anybody who is thinking about even trying to be in the political ring, that your life can be taken away because people
disagree with your leadership.
Yeah, that is a wild thought.
Well, I mean, it's something that we see happen time and time again. But you know what's crazy about this particular situation? I don't even think that Haiti's constitution directly speaks to what happens in a situation like this. So, in a country where there's been so much unrest, I do believe we're going to see more. Unfortunately, this is going to lead to more unrest, more violence, more tough times for the people of Haiti. Yeah.
Definitely.
It is definitely it is definitely one of the few options available.
They've been dealing with so much, and now
The very few options.
it's like, wow, they really can't catch a break.
Yeah, I don't see many options. I mean, yes, I mean people could come together and people from both sides come together and decide exactly what happens now and things, but yeah.
Okay.
That is a very best case scenario based on everything that we've been seeing. And the thing about it, yes, the family of the now deceased president and so the first lady, all of them are suffering, but the people who really been suffering throughout all of this has really been just the people of Haiti. Yeah?
The citizens, yeah. Yeah, it's like people are fed up all over. Even up to yesterday, we saw protests in, I think it was St Vincent.
Yeah. They
The-
want bites, Gonzalez
Bro.
bites.
He is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there is angry protests in Kingstown. So there is heat in the capital of St Vincent, which is Kingstown, as protesters turned out in their numbers to voice their dissatisfaction with the government. The protest took place in the vicinity of the House of Assembly while parliamentarians were sitting. Police stationed outside the building placed barricades to prevent persons from blocking the roadway. However, those barriers soon fell over. Wow, they licked them down. So the protests were held to highlight issues of national concern, including the crime rate, unemployment, and a lack of justice, among other issues. Several oppositional members were seen among the protesters.
Oh?
So,
I mean, they were literally wearing the opposition colors.
Oh. Okay. I
don't think this was necessarily a grassroots.
I don't know the opposition. Well, no, I do. Yellow?
Yeah.
I was scrolling Facebook and I happened to come across that video and I was like, what is happening in Vinci?
Well, Vinci turn up right now.
Yeah, people are completely fed up, and you know, it's not shocking because a lot of people, even before this pandemic, has been suffering and going through all types of things, and now it's like with the addition of a pandemic and then a whole volcanic eruption in Vinci. So they have to deal with that, not being able to work, not being able to eat, and all of these things. People just fed up.
See, my issue is be, what are the expectations, right? So I'm not fully versed on what's been happening, so I don't know. But it's like everything you just mentioned, Jade.
Mm-hmm.
What is the expectation of any government, whether it's Gonzalez, whether it's the opposition take over? What is the expectations like? And those are the discussions I like to hear, because that's where you really get the information, right? What can be done, what should be done, that kind of thing. With the protests happening now, it's kind of like, okay, my question is, what happens today? So I'm not one who is necessarily against civil unrest, but civil unrest must be part of a bigger plan.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, we're fed up and kick down some things and then go back to my watch and then wait. Me, I'm 3 o'clock here. You was here. You were finals today. Like, you can't be that. You can't be that.
Some serious discussions and plans and movement has to follow.
Yeah, so that is what I'm waiting to hear. Otherwise, it's just a whole lot of grandstanding and people just. I mean, this is, you know what does bother me when I see these protests? The people who does be seemingly having so much fun during the protest.
What is fun about this?
The people who like smiling up and like coming to the camera like yeah. Like it's like, okay, man, believe you really.
You're just
I don't
there.
think protests are meant to be fun.
I think you're bored right now. You're home.
Yeah, I think you just come to see.
Yeah, you ain't really fed up. They
Can't
really
be,
fed up.
because if you're fed up, you ain't gonna be happy.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like your demeanor matches the tone of what's supposed to be happening here.
Yikes.
So it's like, imagine you go to church and it's time for prayer, and you got some people in the back just like jumping up because, but it's quiet. This in here to quiet, man. You need to quiet. What's going on? Like, no, this is not the time or the place for that. So
Time or place.
this is not the time or place.
Read the room. Okay,
Yeah.
read the room.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. I don't have a problem with the protest and thing like that, but if it's just grandstanding and to make a show,
Yeah, it don't make sense.
yeah, I can't support that there. So hopefully today we're seeing some discussion, some wider discussion. Okay, now we've seen that there's an issue. Eyes are on you.
Yes.
Okay,
We
no,
clearly see y'all
no,
fed up because y'all was outside.
right. So now let's clearly lay out what the problems are, what the proposed solutions are. What do you like to see happen? XYZ, XYZ, so that we could move forward. Like, these things can't happen in a vacuum.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But as we said, it looks like people are fed up. I mean, people are always fed up.
What people fed up?
They've been fed up.
We're bound to when you need him, man.
Yeah. So, but if
That's
David,
what
there's a
I've been
video of it
protesting
too.
for.
If you want to see the video, go check it out. It gives you some context of how they lick down the fence.
Lick down
Claim
the
it.
fence. Lick down. That's what they do. But you guys realize, like, the last couple of weeks, the Caribbean, I think, in other places, and we've been talking about it here, how the lockdown has really affected people's mental state.
Mhm.
I think we're really starting to see it in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
the people's propensity for violence seems to be going up. Y'all saw the video with the police officers breaking up a party. Where was it? It was St. Lucia? Where was?
I feel like it was St. Lucia.
I feel like it might have been St. Lucia. Like, there was a
Yeah.
party happening and the police went to break up the party. And I see this police officer literally just yank the girl, like, yank this girl out the party into the back of the truck by her hair. Like, lift her up by her
I think
hair.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, y'all doing the most.
And then when the people around, started, of course, they now agitated and thing. My man just pull out his side arm, just bust a shot in the ear, like, yo.
What we doing? What are we doing? I tell y'all, we need some fresh air. We need to go outside. These lockdowns are affecting us in a negative way. We can't have more of them. Like, it is not working. Okay, it is not working. People are tired of just having to stay at four walls daily, because that's all some of us can stare at. Some of us don't have yard
Yeah.
space, or they
But you
have
know what's a big thing
But isn't
I
that a
want
sad
people to
situation, though?
remember?
It is a sad situation.
No, I mean the fact that we can't.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It will be a sad situation if you can't go outside and get some fresh air. You can't.
No, I mean that you can't deal with being home. Like,
I don't even know if it's a situation if they can't, the way they can't deal with being home. I think it's because it's an extended period.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, why we can't deal with that?
Right? Humans are meant to be outside, okay? We are meant to frolic through the gardens.
We don't frolic. No one
You
frolics.
don't frolic.
No
we are
one
meant
frolics.
to frolic through the gardens and
People only
breathe
people been mashing up the garden them and putting on concrete.
Yeah.
Like, there's hardly
no
nature
frolicking
anywhere.
there.
You go up Boardwalk and look over town. Like, you could point out the 3 places that there's greenery in town. Like,
The square and Greenlands.
I know this is what they just said square.
that's it
And
pretty much.
Greenland.
Yeah.
What's wrong? What is wrong
The
with you?
square Greenlands at Warner Park.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Town is looking like a concrete jungle indeed.
Yeah. But, I mean, I understand, like, I know people want to be out and so too. But it's like,
Outside,
I think we need to. I think part of it is that people are finding it difficult to adapt to the new situation. I think it's more a lack of adaptability as opposed to, like,
because it's difficult. Again, we haven't we haven't been in this situation before where we now see outside as being an option that can be taken away very easily. We've never had to think about we can't go outside on Friday. We have to be locked down, or we can't go outside on Saturday and Sunday. No church, no beach, no brunch, no nothing. It's just inside. Like, you hear how that sound? Just inside.
But I understand, Jade. But my thing is this is it for me, right? Maybe because I'm somebody who doesn't mind inside at all. But for instance, there's people who complain about the fact that they can't exercise. I'm like, you can. You can. You actually can exercise.
That one is ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. It's people are finding it difficult to adapt to a new situation.
Wait.
I think that's really what's happening.
Who said that opposition? Wait, sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
We ain't even bother. That don't even make sense. Because what?
Yeah, and I think perhaps just like we are constantly pushing the things that we need to do to deal with the virus, I think we need to also push things that people should be doing to deal with us dealing with the virus. So
yes.
So for instance, yes, Axeman, people need to meditate. Like real talk.
100%.
Like real talk. Exercise. Learn something.
No, what I think
some of the programs that I think would help. Go ahead, Kevon.
Find yourself at peace. Because I think what happens a lot of the time is we always just so riled up. We always just so pent up with anger and something that we always try to find avenues to get them out. Take some time and find some peace. Like, genuinely. I mean, trying to be funny, but literally just sit down. Or if you're not able to sit down when things are, when outside is available, go for a walk somewhere nice. Find ways to relax yourself, because you're gonna trip. So just find peace.
Wow.
Find peace, because I just think that we just have a lot going on, and people are just really trying to find avenues to just shoot the anger out, and it's sometimes at people.
Yeah.
Find some peace.
I mean,
relax yourself.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me he said, but he loves his children, but children driving him crazy. I said, I understand, but what is it that you're doing differently? He said, what I mean? I said, you're in a different situation now where usually your children will go to school and daycare, I have a very young child, and you will go to work. Now everybody's at home. What are you doing differently? It's a different situation. He said, I said, okay, so maybe instead of having the children them just do whatever they want to do and you just sit down and watch TV, maybe do activities where everybody doing something together, right? So that it's not a matter that every 2 seconds you're hearing something falling out there. Next thing, the two older ones out there fighting, the baby out there bawling.
Yeah.
Like, perhaps change your approach to the lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, and he did it, he said, for a couple of days, and he said, it's been so much easier today because we are doing something together, are able to control like what they're getting into.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So like simple things.
Yeah.
Simple things.
So if y'all take anything from our conversation today, find peace.
Find peace.
Yes, there we go.
And contentment.
Kevon said, I can trip in the square. Which has happened to me several times, so I agree. But anyway.
I think it happened to me a time too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they need to fix them there, bye.
Yeah, it is break time. So it's break time. So we will take a very short break and we will come back with more Island Tea on WINNmedia SKN. We will be right back.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine,
or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas, announces king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St Kitts. We have the best service and competitive rates on LCL and FCL cargo, including D&E containers, cars, heavy equipment, buses, boats, and barrels from Miami to St Kitts. LCL pickup service anywhere in the U.S. Call local agents SL Horseman and Company Limited at 869-465-4086 or 869-662-5008 for further details. King Ocean's king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St Kitts and Nevis. King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Johnson, Gwen, and it is time to jump into Eat Local with our guest, the Olympian himself, Jason Rogers. Welcome and good morning.
Thanks. Good morning, and thanks for having me as well.
Man, Jason, it feeling like such an honor to be here talking to you this morning.
Right?
I think a lot of people been asking the question like, what the Olympics looking like? We having anybody? And then we had an announcement made earlier this week, and then people were just like, bye, we got two, and now we're really feeling the population really looking forward to the games and thing. But how you feel now, because it's only a few weeks out, less than 3 weeks before things really kick off. How you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good because even though it's just around the corner, I think I'm in the place that I need to be, because there were many instances where I have like events coming up and it's like maybe next week and I don't feel right, I have aches, I have pains, I have things I'm going through. So I think at this present moment, I'm in the right place physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Wow, I see. And I don't think people recognize that, especially because they don't see all the work that you guys have to do to prepare. And while you're doing all that work, still have to be dealing with life and all that life brings. So it's really I'm really happy to hear that you're feeling so good, you're in good spirits, and that all those aspects of your life right now seem to be coming together at the right time. Because a lot of athletics is about things coming together at the right time, peaking at the right time, correct?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, but guys, we're talking to Jason Rogers, who is an athlete, born and bred right here in St Kitts.
No, he was not born and bred in St Kitts. He was born and bred in Sandy Point.
Sorry, I humbly apologize.
Remember, it's two different.
The Republic of Sandy Point would kill us this morning. Yeah, they wouldn't appreciate that. But Jason, tell us a bit about how you got your start in athletics and how you moved to where you're at right now.
Pretty much started when I was in like primary school. Just running at like sports days and this stuff. Like I figured out I was kind of good because I either be winning or coming second. and I always just every year I just go out, run, participate because I like sports. I'm a sportsman. I did basketball, football, different sports, but I always excel in track. And then when I started winning, I was like, I want to see how far I could get with this. Like, how good can I get? So I just kept doing it.
So at what point did you like make that decision? Like, I kind of like this thing. Let me see if I could do it seriously. What stage in your life that was?
That was in 2008, I think. Like, I've been traveling, making teams and what's not, but I was really traveling for the like fun of traveling.
Right.
Because I was young them times. But it was in 2008 when I had like one of my biggest international meets, because the meets before that was like regionally, like we'll go Anguilla, Antigua, and those stuff. And then this meet in 2008, they sent us to India, and this is Commonwealth Youth Games.
Mm-hmm.
So all the countries in the Commonwealth. So I went out there, came third in the 100, and I came fourth in the 200, and I was like, wow. And then it blew me away from that, and I was like, if I could do so good amongst all these big countries, you know, because they had England, you know, all these, Canada.
Right, Australia, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, well, this is it for me, you know.
So you started, so all through high school, you're running, and so you finish high school, I remember amazing performances at the inter-school competition. As a Bastille High alum, you weren't necessarily my favorite person.
I mean,
but I could still respect what you do. I could still respect what you do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but what was the next step for you? You know, after you completed like your high school career.
Well, basically, it had a few schools in the U.S. reached out to me, but I decided to go with the University of El Paso in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was to leave January of 2009, but right after that said meet I told you about in 2008, when I got back, I got in a vehicle accident, messed up my leg like pretty bad, and that caused me to like be out for like 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
So I spent the whole 2009 just trying to recover.
Rehabbing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would have been your first year, you know, in university.
Yeah, and the thing about it too, right? I finished high school because I was going to CFBC around these times,
Mm-hmm.
and then I probably finished like a year from since I left school, and then right after the accident, they starting in 2009, the NCAA changed the rules and say because they usually say when you reach 20, your NCAA years automatically start, but they changed it to as soon as you leave high school, your 4 years start. So I already missed like a year and a half, so with the deal was no good anymore.
Wow.
Because it was a full scholarship, everything paid for, just come run for the school and everything free.
Wow. So even at this point, you're facing all these challenges because not only you're dealing with an injury as a result of a vehicle accident, but you're also now even reevaluating how you'll be able to go off and train and get better, you know, in the US, running for university.
Yeah.
So at this point, you must be questioning exactly how you're gonna get stuff done. At this point, what was your goal at this point? Was your goal to, you know, get a college education? Or you at this point you're already thinking like, man, I want to be a pro at this thing?
Well, after speaking with the school afterwards, I reached out to them, and then they practically said, hey, it can't work. So my goal was basically to start walking again, because the doctor said I wouldn't run. That's what he said.
Wow.
But yeah, because I went from like being in bed, like can't move in bed for like a month, just gotta just lay down in bed, And then I went from bed to wheelchair to 2 crutches to 1 crutch to limping to walking.
So you had to literally learn to walk again?
Yeah, it was
Sounds
a whole experience. Yeah, it was really tough. But a lot of people would know because I don't really, I'm not really that out there. So.
Wow. So you get to a point where you're now able to not only walk again, but actually run again. And so, what was the next step on your journey after having that conversation with the school and knowing that by this opportunity might actually slip out of my fingers?
Well, something happened so fast. Okay, before I answer that question, let me tell you what really happened. Why the leg was so bad. It was a bus accident, 2 of them collide. And because I see the accident coming, I kind of like hold on the chairs.
Yeah.
And what happened was the steel from inside the chair that I was sitting went straight up in my leg, like from underneath, come straight up. So that's why it was so bad.
Excuse me while I pass out.
What? Listen.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It was that bad. So when I got up out the vehicle, like I didn't felt anything, and then my brother was in the same bus as me, and he was like, "Yo, you got a big hole in your leg." And then as soon as he said it, like the pain just hit me. Bam! I can't even walk no more.
Right.
So yeah.
But water come to me just now.
Yeah, it was crazy. But right after that, things started happening so fast. Like I had a team who started working with me, because my goal was to get back no matter what. So I had a team who was working with me, a female by the name of Nayoka Collins. She's like a masseuse therapist. So I had her, and I had a strength conditioning coach who would like help me with the leg, like strengthening it, because we all know it would be weak from the lack of use. And so even before the scar was healed, like even while it was opening up, it would have like scar tissues, and like it would be like a big lump. So before it heals, what her job was to massage it, and like that would cause a lot of pain. So when it fully heals, it would just go back flat, like
normal,
a flat leg instead of lump on the leg. Yeah, and then in the gym now we would like just building strength and giving back the confidence and stuff into the leg, instead of being like when it's fully healed, you got to walk with a limp and all that. So once we got that done and everything is back to normal, then I just attempt to run, and everything was happening still. As soon as I came back from after that, I made the Carifta team and all that. So things still start happening, and then the next year, it just took off again for me. I went to World Juniors, ranked 6th. I came 6th in the world.
Wow.
In World Juniors. From Commonwealth. Imagine that, from Commonwealth to Worlds. So the whole world now.
Right.
Ranked 6th that year. And I also got a silver at Carifta that same year.
Wow.
Imagine that, going from
not being able to walk
to actually running to the point that you're
and winning things,
I mean, that, wow.
Yeah, I think this is a real testament to the not just the talent that you have, but the work that you were willing to put in to get back to where you are. And to be honest, like, these are the kind of stories that I hear like on ESPN 60 and so. It's like, like no, because you could you can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine like the toll it took on you mentally.
Like you have to think about the fact that you are trying to achieve this goal, and the tools that you need are the tools that
injured and
literally your feet is what you need, and you can't even move out of bed because of an accident.
Wow.
Yeah, my current coach right now, he keep telling me I need to start being more open, and like get my story out there and let people know who I really am, because this is interesting stuff for the world to know.
I remember
it's still inspiring for people.
Yeah.
So you got to be out.
I remember when it happened, because and I guess that's more because we have mutual friends like Rush, who I know is one of your big fans, and like we spoke about your situation and thing, and I remember thinking at the point like, by that might be the career, that might be it, like, you know. So I've always been mindful and looking at you progress and get back and climb to where you are now. I mean, to me, it's an incredible story, to be honest. And even before the Olympics, even before anything that might happen, and we're really hoping that you'll come back with a goal. But to even just get there, I think is an incredible story. Like I'm personally very proud of what you've been able to achieve. And as a Kittitian, like I think that's something that we really could rally behind. I think it's very inspiring, to be totally honest. So
to me, it's even like inspiring to me too, cause to me I surprise myself sometimes.
Yeah, man.
So
yeah.
I just try my best to even do that, to like, build myself.
Yeah. And so you got to a point where back running again, competing at Carifta, competing at the World Juniors, and so what's next in terms of your what happened next in terms of your career? Because how did we go from all right, I'm back, I'm competitive again, there's an Olympics that's supposed to be happening, I would assume at the time in 2020. So what was the next step in your career?
Well, this was back in like 2010 and 11 when I was a junior. So it was World Juniors, and that's what. No, I'm a senior. So this next step from around that was I started training with Kim Collins when he moved back to St Kitts back in 2011, and I'm sure y'all know and that was like my debut for like the senior level.
Right.
So we started training, and then that same year, I'm sure y'all know, we came third in the world for a world championship in the relay.
In the relay.
The bronze medal. Yeah, the bronze medal that we got. So that kind of started the senior season for me.
I think that's a good way to start.
yeah, it was a very good way. So I had a lot of eyes on me after that, and they'd be like, oh, this young guy from St Kitts was on the relay team, he's very good, and like a lot of people keep talking about me, and then a lot of things start happening from there. And then 2012, I went to my first Olympics with still training with Kim and what's not. And then that opened more doors, and then things just start happening up until now.
Wow.
Amazing.
I mean, just being able to. And I remember some of those nationals. I remember some of the nationals, like watching over the years, Jason.
Yeah, me and Antoine and
right.
we just,
yeah, and it was incredible watching the development, because at the time you were kind of the young, you were the young one. You were the young one.
Yeah, I was always the youngest between everybody.
Yeah, so it was always.
They always treated me equal. They always build me. They motivate me, especially Delwyn.
Yeah.
Delwyn always pulling me along.
Yeah, man.
I'm a young boy.
So we're here now, and we have a couple of weeks before the Olympics, like we keep saying. The expectation is that people are gonna go to these games, and it's gonna be different because of everything that's going on with COVID and stuff like that. Are you concerned at all about that, or are you more focused on just doing on your race and what you have to do?
No, I'm not worried about COVID, because they have a pretty good setup for us in terms of being aware and keeping COVID away from us. Because when we get there, they actually have us living on an island by ourselves in Japan. So we're far from everybody. And then for the Olympics, they don't have no international fund, so you can't fly into Tokyo.
Yeah, you can't fly in, yeah.
Yeah, so only Tokyo people could come, and then they're limiting the Tokyo people and also the interaction with the athletes. So it's basically just us within us, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it. And even here, like I'm very isolated. Like I don't really mix with people. It's just me and my coach. We go to the track, we train, we come back. We go to the gym, we come back, and that's about it.
So where are you right now?
I'm in Virginia.
Okay. And you've been in Virginia training now how long?
About 5-6 months.
Okay, nice. Man, I don't think people understand like the dedication that it takes to like run these races. I remember, I think it was Bolt one time, he said, I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds.
Right?
And that's the thing, if it wasn't for the corona, I would have been here for like a year or 2 years. But because of the corona and everything got set back, I had a chance to be home and be with the family. So
yeah.
Even though that happened, it's still a good to it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Boy, I am just excited to see what you will do, because we have full confidence in you. Literally, we don't have no choice, but we have full confidence.
I appreciate it. Don't worry, I'm going to do my best.
We know you won't disappoint at all. We will all be locked into our TVs with our flags and our horns and whistles. You might hear St Kitts from the racetrack, actually.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like I always feel the energy and the good vibes out there, because trust me, even though we don't have a lot of people, we still have people who reach out. Like at every opportunity they get, they reach out and they, motivate me and push me still.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know for sure the Republic of Sandy Point
directly
supports Jason 120%. Like I see it all the time.
That's like my backbone. Like he always there, no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that Jason, just to clarify for people, you are competing in the 100 meter.
Yeah, just the 100 meter.
Right. And that's what I did. That's the race everybody wants, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that's the main event for the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, the main event. Like even like back in 2012 when I went to my first Olympics, I was heading to the stadium to watch the 100 meter finals, and you wouldn't believe the type of people who is rushing, like trying to beat me to get to the stadium. Like Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul, Iguodala, these are the guys I see, because they would come to represent USA basketball.
Yeah.
And these guys rushing, imagine Kobe and these guys rushing to see the 100 meter final. So
yeah.
It means a lot to me as well.
Yeah.
What was your qualifying time?
10:01.
Ooh.
You know how fast that is.
Yeah.
Watch here. When I hear them kind of time there, I used to run, and I just don't even tell nobody that there because. Yeah.
What was yours? I'm glad you bring it up. What was yours?
What was what? You hear me say when the man say them kind of time there, I don't even consider what I used to do running.
At least 10 something, man.
Yes, I broke 10, so I
okay. That is overclap.
But Jason, I know your mind is focused on the upcoming Olympics, but do you have any plans of going to the 2024 Olympics? Like what's after this one?
Me and my coach discussed it. Like we talk about it like every other day, and but there's a lot of things going on before that. Like next year we have World Championship, so and we still have Commonwealth Games. But like these are the seniors Commonwealth Games, and then you still have different things in between those. And World Indoors too.
Right.
They have like indoors meets where they do 60 meters. So these are events we wanna take part in, and then he was like, yo, we gotta get ready for 2024 and it's gonna go down again, but let's just get over this one first and then let's get over next year and then the year after that. So he wanna take it in stages, but we definitely got our eyes on it.
Yeah. But you compete in the leagues like Diamond Leagues and stuff like that? Like you
Yeah, I was registered to do a few this year, but because of how close we're traveling to Tokyo, because like even now I was supposed to be in Europe to do some, but because I got to travel to Europe to come back and then go back to Tokyo, it'll be too much on the body.
Yeah.
So my coach canceled it. So actually we're gonna stay here in the US and compete. We travel tomorrow. We're going to Atlanta, Georgia for a race. So we travel tomorrow, run Friday, and come back Saturday.
Oh, awesome. So. Yeah. Bro, I am very interested in the journey that you're on right now. And I'm happy that you said that the Olympics coming up is definitely a bright spot, but it's definitely not the end goal. We could see your potential taking you places for years to come. And we're hoping that you really maximize all of that and get all that's for you, bro. Like it's amazing. It's amazing what you've had to go through to be here, and we see the results of the work that you've been putting in. And all we could do is really just wish you the best, man. Like
we are rooting for you.
Really.
I really appreciate it, the support and the love. Like, it's been real, it wasn't fake, no way around, and I just really appreciate it because nobody has to do this, so it goes a long way for me. Like, even when I'm feeling down, like, it brings me back up, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And we hear saying this, and know that it's not just us, like people on the on the lives on YouTube, Facebook. Yeah. Like all these people are sending you well wishes, hoping the best for you, telling you we're proud of you. So definitely know that we behind you 100%, and really looking forward to you. When you stand on the line, even this one in Atlanta, know that we're right there with you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks to my people, my supporters, my fans.
Yeah, anybody you want to big up back home?
For having us. Yeah, big up my family, my loved ones. Big up my coach. I know he's watching. He's always locked in on everything I do. I have a 4-year-old daughter as well. I wanna shout her out. Big up my girlfriend, her mom. She's doing a wonderful job with my absence. So kudos to her for that.
For sure. Yeah, man. But Jason, thanks for taking the time out to talk to us today. Hopefully we could even have a conversation in a few weeks when you could come and show us your gold medal.
Yes.
Of course. That's easy.
Nice. I appreciate you big time, bro.
All right, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, man.
All right,
guys, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back with more Island Tea right here on WINNMedia SKN. Stay tuned, stay locked.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WINN FM.
I have a surprise for mosquito, roach and flies. Pop makes all of them die. Don't bother with the long chat, Pop tell you why. Pop makes all of them die. To take care of my premises, I have to stand guard. Pop kill insects, small or large. When me use my yard, me no need no bodyguard. Pop takes care of roach in a house and yard. Surprise with mosquito, roach and flies. Pop makes all of them die. Don't bother with the long chat, Pop tell you why. Get serious, get Bop.
Like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/ramsupermarket. Follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/ramsupermarket. And subscribe to us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/ramsupermarket.
Cool. Energize your goals with Lucozade. Get it cool. Look under the cap, find the code, win it. Thousands in prizes, iPhones and TVs. Or win 30 grand US dollars for your goals, that's goals.
For a chance to win $30,000 US. Purchase any Lucozade Energy promo bottle. Look under the cap and find the code to win iPhones, TVs, and free Lucozade or $30,000 US to energize your goals. See website, social media, or press for details. Lucozade, taste the energy.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 WINN FM.
Unfortunately, there are rumors and falsified reports circulating on social media about the novel coronavirus. For accurate information and updates, visit the Instagram and Facebook page of the Health Promotion Unit or the Ministry's YouTube channel at St Kitts Health Promotion Unit or St Kitts HPU. You may also visit online the World Health Organization or the Caribbean Public Health Agency. For further contact information, please contact the Ministry of Health for more info at 467-1172 or 467-1108. You can also be sure to follow the news to get the local COVID-19 updates. Let's all try to remain healthy and well. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwen Johnson. And it is time to jump into another Eat Local with the celebrity himself, Mr. Sunshine, Llewellyn Caines. Welcome and good morning.
Yeah, greetings to everyone.
How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing fine, it's as good as it gets. It's difficult times, but it is what it is.
I mean, we usually drink tea on the show, but I feel like we could do with a killer bee instead.
Right?
I
think
it would be appropriate.
The tough one, man. You gotta come to Nevis, and right now, it's the board is not running. Why I could have sent it to you.
If there was one reason to try and smuggle to Nevis on a dinghy, it would be for a killer bee.
I agree.
So
yep.
Oh man, but it's a real pleasure to have you here joining us today, Sunshine. I mean, is there a story behind the name Sunshine?
Well, my grandmother, she called me Sunshine as a kid. She said I was smiling, and I stuck with it,
Yeah, man. Granny does know. Granny does know these things.
Yeah, man.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. So I don't know if there's anybody who may not know you for some reason. I highly doubt it. But for that one-off person who may not, can you tell the people who Sunshine is?
Well, Sunshine, I was born in St. Paul's, St Kitts, and I came to Nevis probably 30 years ago, with a dream. And I was asked to enter a bartender competition in 1995, and we won. And that was the beginning of what's going on now, you know.
Oh wow! So it all started. So you were a bartender.
Well, no, I was never a bartender, you know. I was.
So tell me how that went. You entered a bartending competition and won, but you were never a bartender.
Never a bartender because they was looking for something creative, something local, something easy to make, and I'm a creative person, you know. And I went and I picked the ingredients from the tree, and I also had a local recipe that my grandmother gave me many years ago, and I get that involved and make the drink, and the judges said, man, you know, this is it. This is what we've been looking for.
Oh wow!
And we won. Yeah.
So your background in like in the culinary arts, is you're a chef. What's your background?
Well, I consider myself an artist. You know, I never fully trained. I just love cooking. I grew up with my grandmother, and she was a great cook. Not a chef, but a great cook. And I spent a lot of time with her. And after school, I decided instead of going to technical college, I'm gonna go and look a job at the time it was the Royal St Kitts Hotel, before Jack Todd, long before your guys' time, you know. It was like,
wow.
You know, and I got a job as a lifeguard there. Then I got fired, and I was confused. I didn't know what to do, you know. And I decided, you know, I'm gonna start cooking for the caddies. At the time, you know, there was caddies at Frigate Bay, and I started cooking for the caddies, and it started from there. And I love it. And my grandmother always say, find something you like to do and do it. And if you make money from it, it's beautiful, you know. And that's what I stick with the cooking, and I'm here today, you know.
Wow. The one thing I'm really hearing coming through in this interview is your grandmother had a huge impact on the man that you become.
Yes, she was the one. She made me what I am today. She made sure I go to Sunday school. That was my biggest joy. Sunday was my favorite day because I get dressed up and go to Sunday school. And while my friends was out there doing whatever, I was in Sunday school, you know, and it helped mold me, make me a better person, respect people, love people, and just to do the right thing, you know. So she's the cornerstone of my life, you know.
Yeah, big up Granny one time.
Right, and it also makes me feel like no matter what situation you are in, you could be able to get from that. It might not be ideal, but to become something great, because you said you were a lifeguard, and I'm like, what?
my first job, you know. And I actually saved a life too, you know. And the lady life I saved, I still see her once in a while.
Oh,
she's
wow.
not married, has 2 kids, and we always talk about it, you know.
Oh wow!
I hope she comes by and gets a free killer beer. I think she deserves it.
You know, she always do. Every time she's on island, she always come by and get a bottle of killer beer. You know?
Nice. Well, you said you so this, you know, you're in St Kitts. You're working at Royal St Kitts. Eventually, you know, doing your own thing, working cooking for the caddies. But you mentioned that you moved to Nevis with a dream. What was that dream?
Well, you know, at the time, the Four Seasons, let me give you the story. The Four Seasons was under construction. And I came over, and again, I wanted to be the man I am today. And I have that entrepreneurial spirit in me. And, you know, I didn't go off to college, so I couldn't go and get a job at the bank or get a job at wherever, you know. So I decided, you know, I'm going to stick with cooking. And the Four Seasons construction worker was there. They wanted the cold beer, they wanted the sandwich, and I started doing that. And Michael Blake, a friend of mine who went missing at sea many years ago, he had a catamaran, and he's the one that brought me over, cooking, taking care of people, taking care of his family, and just doing what I'm doing today, you know.
So basically, you saw opportunity with the Four Seasons being built, and decided to capitalize on that opportunity by using your skills.
Yes, my friend.
Wow. And so you were able to build what we now know as Sunshines into what it is today from that start?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Because I know that what you've created there is world renowned. World renowned.
Well, you gotta treat people, in life, no matter what you do in life, you gotta love what you do. And you gotta look people in the eyes and treat them the way they like to be treated, with respect, with love, honesty, kindness, and all those things. If you have those recipes, no matter what you do, even you guys being on the radio, as long as you love what you do, people appreciate it, and they'll support you.
Well, I honestly have to agree with that. One thing I can say is no matter what time I go to Sunshines, you're always there, you're always somewhere having a drink with a patron or just making sure everybody is having a good time. Like a lot of restaurants you go to, you don't even know how the owner looks. You've never seen them. You've never spoke to them. They don't greet you. They don't, make sure that the atmosphere is good. But you definitely make it a party, make it a fun time every time somebody comes to Sunshine.
In life too, you have to remember where you came from, and it's it's not just about me, it's about all of us. You got to treat the customers well, and if you treat them well, even if they don't come back, they'll tell their friends about it. And that's what it's all about. Taking care of people, making sure they're happy, making sure they live. When they live there, gets stung by the killer bee.
Stung indeed.
How you came up with that name for the cocktail? Like, where that name came from?
Again, the competition that I entered, we had 4 seasons, Montpellier, all the number one hotspot on the island, and they asked me to enter the competition. And previous years, I was in San Francisco many, many years ago, and I saw this little league baseball team, and the name was the Killer Bees. And they said, instead of making a rum punch, call it a rum punch or Planters punch, something catchy, something unique, something fun, and we call it the Killer Bee, because if you get drunk, we say, no, now you get stung,
It's so fascinating, the fact that you've been able to keep the ingredients for this drink a secret for so long. Like, how is that something that you've accomplished?
It's like Coca-Cola, the Colonel barbecue sauce, there's always a secret, and I tried to pass it on to my son.
Right.
Eventually.
Nice.
But,
I wonder if you could teleport. Why? I remember one time, right? I'm walking at the dune in Anguilla, right, with Banky Banks, and I happened to look over, and there's Sunshine, like just. I think he might have come for the moon splash.
Yes.
Chilling there, and I'm like, okay, man, the Sunshine has come down here and thing. And then I literally left Anguilla. I think I spent one day in St Martin, and then I happened to go to Nevis and went down to Sunshine there again. I'm like, this man is teleport, like. Like,
you man just skill like that.
Banky Banks is a personal friend, so every year I'll go over and I'll help him out, with his cuisine, help him cook, and just be there for him and support him, because he's a really, really, really good friend, of mine.
Yeah, man, I've seen that. And it speaks to what you were just saying about, treating people with respect and how you live with people. If you live good with people, they live good with you. You know what I mean?
Those are the rules of life. No matter, a lot of us too, we get up the ladder and we think, well, the guy is down on the end, but end of the day, we all the same, And you see this now with the coronavirus happening, we all become one. We all in the same. We all in it together. And that's why it's important to treat people with love and respect. Make eye contact with people, form handshake, Because we all are the same, man. End of the day, we all are the same, We just nobody's as good as you. You're just as good as anyone, And that's what life is about,
Yeah, for sure. And it's what I'm hearing is these are the things that really help to build Sunshine, the restaurant, into what it is. This world class thing, this staple of culture here in St Kitts and Nevis. And you might think, oh, it's a drink, or it's the food, but what I'm hearing from you, it's actually more about the experience and how you treat people.
It's an island experience. It's a Nevis experience. It's a St Kitts Nevis experience. people travel from far, you know. And I've been around the world, and you go places, you're looking for something authentic, something local, something original. And people, when they come to the island here, they're looking for something, again, unique, you know, something island and an island brand. And that's what I try, not to sell, but to serve to the people, you know what I mean? This is the experience. This is what it's all about when you come to the island. Friendly people, good food, island music, you know, lovely sunshine. And as I always said to people, you know, St Kitts and Nevis is the safest place in the Caribbean,
right.
You know. And we got to sell that because it's all about first impression. What you see is what you get. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have a second chance to prove yourself. So we got to be good, you know.
So, you know, if for most people that have visited Sunshines, what you also see when you get there is the photos that you have plastered everywhere. And the photos with some heavy hitter names. So what is it like that you've become this hotspot for, you know, these major celebrities to visit when they step foot on Nevis? What does that feel like, and how did that even start? Like, how did that become a thing?
Well, it started out with a guy by the name of Wayne Gretzky. I don't know if you know Wayne Gretzky. He's a
hockey player.
Mm-hmm. He came in 95. They had a hockey strike, and he came down. And when he went back to the state, ESPN asked him, "Where did you go on vacation?" He said, "Well, I went to Nevis." And he said, "What did you do?" He said, "Man, I stayed at the Four Seasons, and I found this little place called Sunshine, this little bar called Sunshine."
Oh, wow.
Favorite vacation, and that what motivated me. And I took a picture with him, put it on the wall, and I get some really good feedback from the New York Times, you know, Travel and Leisure, and all these different international magazines that come to write for the Four Seasons, but looking for a Nevis experience. And they'll send them over to me, and, you know, things start happening. Then we have people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, Barbara Streisand, you know, George Bush Sr., and on and on and on and on, you know, Eddie Murphy, you know, and just even John L. Powell I have on the wall now, you know, Minister John L. Powell, who's a good friend.
So all of these people have been stung by your killer bee?
Well, some of them get stung, but all of them come for the experience, the food. Some get stung. Mel Gibson, who's probably the biggest drinker, you know what I mean? We had to get a golf cart to take him out.
You've probably seen some things after people have been stung, because trust me, I've been stung, and boy, oh boy.
Well, they always say, you know, what happened at Sunshine stayed at Sunshine. You know, you're going to protect your clients. You know?
Right.
I think a killer bee has been the first and only drink that has made me actually swim at night. I swam multiple times.
You got stung.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Kevon,
I was saying that life is good. Life is good at Nevis, in spite of the lockdown and the curfew. You know, life is good at Nevis. You know, it's not that bad. I think, as my friend Bob Marley said, don't worry about the thing. You know, every little thing gonna be all right. You know, what I mean, we're gonna come after this looking really good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've seen the evolution of Sunshine the man, Sunshine the experience. What is it that you're looking to do coming forward? Is there more to add, or to like, what's next for Sunshine?
Well, what next for Sunshine? I have to improve on some new dishes. I'm getting ready for the opening because I'm optimistic. I'm a very positive man, you know. That's my strength, you know, being positive, being optimistic that we're going to be good, and, you know, things going to be all right. I'm ready, you know, I'm ready to start working again, creating new dishes, improving even more on the killer bee, and try to get it out there, you know what I mean? I've got some contacts in America right now that we're working on, trying to market the killer bee, but I need a little help. Can't do it alone, but things are happening. Things are looking up for me. Things are really looking up.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you mention that you were working on some new dishes, and you might need a little.
Yeah, you need a taste test team.
Yeah, and we luckily we here are willing to offer our services free of cost, of course.
Free of cost, yeah.
It's only right.
This is the deal, this is the deal. When things open up fine again, you guys gonna come over and do the show live.
Okay, no problem.
You really want to hold on. You really want to give this team killer bees
Miss, just
and
say
do
yes.
a live show?
Miss, just say yes.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
You know what? Yes.
Good food. We're gonna have good food and all my new dishes.
Oh,
see you next week.
We got the platform, so we're gonna work on it. That's a promise. I'm gonna stay in touch with you guys and have the guys over. Culturama is coming up.
Perfect.
God's willing, if things turn out right, we're gonna do something over here, and you guys gonna be my guests.
Oh man.
Honor.
I am ready.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Listen, I could cry. Okay, hold it together.
Jade got tears in her eyes.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I can feel the sand on my face now.
And the sun.
And the food in my belly.
And the killer bee in my soul, yes.
And the good experience, good people, which is always a staple whenever you go to Sunshine. Like it's definitely, like you said, it's a vibe, it's an experience, one that's authentically Caribbean, not only Caribbean but Nevis. And
we only have one request. Like you might need to have either a bed or like a golf cart on standby for when we finish.
No, Jade. There's sand. Sand.
That's true.
I got VIP dining tomorrow. I got social. I got things set up for you guys. You have your own spot, so you don't have to interact with it.
Oh, I love it.
What you say tomorrow?
Watch your Culturama. We're doing a special Culturama episode live in Nevis. Sounds like a plan, guys.
Somebody tell me the one be featured guest.
You guys working it? Let me know, and I'll put the red carpet out for you guys.
Awesome.
Too easy. We ready, We are ready. You had us at come over to Sunshine.
That's all you needed.
That's all we needed.
Oh boy, but it's been a real pleasure talking to you. I've learned some stuff that I didn't know.
Right.
And the thing is, this is a place that is like a staple when I go to Nevis. You go, you enjoy the ambience, you enjoy the food, you enjoy the good vibes, and to know that how you started and how things have developed to where it is where you and your restaurant is world renowned and recognized all over. Is just amazing. It's just amazing.
Another thing too, when I started out, I started with $100. I just want you guys to know that I started with $100. A case of beer, 10 pound of chicken. That's how we started out.
Wow.
Oof.
That is inspiration right there, boy.
Yeah, if that's where it starts and we see where it goes, like the guys, you could do it too.
Yeah,
life is a journey, my friend. It's a journey. If you have a dream, you don't give up your dream. Because all you need is a dream. Not a college degree.
Right.
All you need is a dream. And if you get a dream, then you can move on, get your college degree and everything. But you have to start with a dream.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, as
Just
one of
love what you do, love what you do, love the people around you, listen a lot, make eye contact, because it's important to make eye contact with people. If you don't make eye contact, there's nothing there. There's no vibe, nothing.
Wow. I mean, sound words, and I think that is a brilliant way to close off this conversation. I don't even think there's anything else to add, to be honest.
Just see you soon.
See you soon. I could feel my face getting hot already.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh, man.
Let's stay together,
For sure.
Yeah, man. All right, boss.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Wishing you all the best. We know right now, Nevis kind of just, taking it a little slow to let things pass over. And hopefully...
Nevis strong, man. Nevis strong and Nevis nice,
Yeah, man, for sure. So we're looking forward to things opening up for what's happening next in Nevis, for what's happening at Sunshine, and for us to be there enjoying your company and everything that you have to offer. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. All the people on the live, big up. Appreciate you guys joining us today. All the people who called in earlier. Both our guests today. Sunshine himself as well as Jason Rogers, who we spoke to earlier. I think today was so inspirational. I don't know. I feel like I need to go out and do something now. I don't even
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, guys, it's been a real pleasure just having this show. And all you guys who join us on YouTube and Facebook and WINNMedia SKN again, thank you. Those of you who've been checking out the Instagram, thank you. And those of you who have not, go do it now. That's Instagram, Island TSKN. All right? It's Wednesday, aka Hump Day.
Yes.
Hump Day.
We are almost there.
Well, the truth is, everybody looking forward till tomorrow because tomorrow we're out again.
What? Freedom.
We're out again. But watch it.
No.
Don't run wild. Please don't run wild.
No, freedom, please. Just do what, just listen. 1, go bathe.
Right.
2,
right.
If you don't have to leave the house, please don't. I know everybody wants to be the new news source and everybody wants to record what's happening to send it around. You are congesting the people that need to be in town because you're yet another car that doesn't need to be on the road. Stay home, please.
Wow. Sound words.
If it can be done online, do it online.
Yeah,
if it can't be done online, choose one member from your household to go and do it. Not everybody, because that means 5 persons in town, but 1 person can do the whole task. Please.
I agree.
Please.
And even if something you got to split up, then, somebody go to one spot, you go to another spot. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, be reasonable.
We gotta be wise moving forward.
On top of that, we also, check to make sure that the persons in your community that are not able to go and do tasks, check with them and see if they would like you to do tasks on their behalf.
Right.
Check on your seniors in the community, make sure their bills are paid. You can ask them if you'd like them to go on, if they would like you to go and pay for them on their behalf.
Or get some groceries, something just to help
them. Or get them some groceries.
Yes.
Let's not leave them out.
If you were at home, right, and a nice person from the community came and offered to get you anything from anywhere on the island, what would your request be?
A killer bee.
A killer bee.
Bobsies.
Bobsies.
Oh, KFC. Oh Lord.
Really?
Well, like me at KFC.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Jade and she died. Jade, watch here. Jade just and stop calling the Slim God. Yeah. And maybe you're the Slim God and Jade is the Slim Goddess. Jade and she died right now. Jade doing it.
Yes.
So.
Bobsies.
For when we're outside again.
Oh. Yeah. I don't even know.
Where you would go?
I don't know.
Bobsies.
As in don't eat chicken. Oh no, Bobsies is more than chicken.
Yeah. But I didn't say it was for him. It's Bobsies for me.
He's saying for him.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes.
Maybe boozies.
He's gonna get the Bobsies for me.
Maybe boozies.
Yes.
Bobsies.
A good one.
Yeah. Bobsies.
Hey, you know what we need to do too? We need to have a discussion about best pizza on the island. But that's for another time.
Another time, yes.
Right now, we're going to hear from the man himself, the Duke of Frigate Bay, the man with the $1 million smile, the Prosecco Papi, the hygiene god, Slim God as well, the man himself, Kevon Hanley.
That's me. So remember, you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. See you tomorrow.